All right, you're now listening to The Late Show with Kit Adams. That was Enemy by Imagine Dragons, Jid, Arcane, and League of Legends. And we are just about to connect with our guest for this evening, Holly Hester. I'll just read you a little bit of a bio on her. How are we going there, Nate? Yeah, we good? Can you hear me, Holly?
Yes, I can. How are you guys?
Oh, good. Thanks for joining us. Nice to have you here. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah, going really good. I've just got a bit of a bio here for you, so I'll just explain to some of the listeners who you are and what you do. You are a young entrepreneur, author, a speaker, actress, and generally a lover of people. You've worked in media and real estate for over 12 years in both episodic and feature films. You've got a new book out, Higher Living, an insightful look into living the higher life, helping motivate others to conquer life. It was released in the summer of 2022. You're also currently doing a bit of painting, a little bit of art, and continuing to sell your book. And you do a little bit of painting, a contemporary and Renaissance artwork.
Yes,
is that correct?
Absolutely.
Is everything I've just read correct?
Everything is correct. Yes, you are
Beautiful.
good.
No worries. And this book that you've got coming out, Higher Living, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Higher living is about beginning. It's about a mindset. A lot of people, would probably ask me, is my mindset great to be giving out education about mindset? When the truth is, I grew up in a very positive mindset. I grew up in a mindset that was very motivational, entrepreneurial. I grew up around real estate, and I grew up in church. I was a good church girl. And then I went in the entertainment industry, and so it was one of those things where, yes, my mindset was already really, really good, because I come from a mindset that was a fighter. I come from fighter mindsets that believed in the positive, that believed in the greater. And so a lot of people don't think that they've begun already in life, when the truth is they have not. So it's about beginning to what? Beginning to do something that you've never done before, beginning your passion, or beginning to do something that you see in that season of life that you need to do, whether it be speaking, having a child, or starting your own company.
Yeah, right. Beautiful. And I noticed, I did a little bit of research before the interview. I noticed a couple of YouTube clips from you sort of speaking about basically what you're saying, how people can start their journey to live a higher life and stuff like that. And I think the one I watched was about the words, even just the words you use and stuff like that. And that was from about 4 years ago. So you've been talking about this for a while now and spreading the word.
Yes, I have been spreading the word for a while now. My first speaking engagement, actually, because I both preach and speak. My speaking is more motivational. I try not to put religion too much into anything, because it's really not about that. To me, it's more about life-driven and motivation and positivity. So my first audience was a group of high schoolers, and I thought I was in trouble. From a scale of 1 to 10 to about a 10, because I felt like I couldn't relate to them. I felt like too much of an old soul to these high schoolers. And lo and behold, they all come up to me afterward. These shy little high schoolers come up afterward to me and start accolading me on it. Oh my gosh, you that's so awesome. That's so awesome. And I paid attention, though. I paid attention to where they, straightened up in their seat a little bit more. I paid attention to certain body languages and certain triggers of them, so that I know how I could help people more in the years to come. So I've been doing this for about maybe 10 years or longer. And I've also been producing, starting a family business. So the YouTube channel definitely deals with that, like you said.
Yeah, right. And you were just saying that you're talking to high schoolers, and even they sort of related and wanted to draw that positive input and positive sort of how you have positive output in life, and they connected with that. Who do you normally find is your main demographic, though? Is it something that's across all walks of life, or?
Yes, absolutely. I find that my main demographic is for people who have been so in their routine. I'll give you an example. I was approached by a well-known speaker, a person very well known. They're a coach themselves. They're a fitness instructor. They've got so many side businesses. They actually come from their parent comes from a very big fashion industry. So they come from a huge empire, and they asked me how I would recommend them to speak. Like, did I have any tips, that sort of thing? You know what my main mindset, my thought immediately came to me was, are you like, is this a real question? You're playing a joke on me, right? Like, is this a real question? I was absolutely astounded. So the demographic to me is mostly entrepreneurs and CEOs that look like they would have it together. Yep. But the truth is, they still want inner peace. They still want a great mindset. And sometimes we think our mindset, even on a good day, is about a 10 when it's really only a 7. I want to see mindsets come out because I am so into working on my own. I want others to step on board, and I want this big, huge ship that we're all on together called life. I want it to row completely smoothly for us all.
Yeah, right. And so you're finding, like, even like you just said, sometimes they're professional speakers and people that might have confidence to command a room and sort of articulate themselves and talk to people, but they still don't have the right mindset behind that. Right. Even they are seeking out your advice.
Right, absolutely. And this is for all. This is for everyone. The book cover has a very feminine touch. Yeah. It has a certain draw to it. And women have responded to that, but it's for families. It's for professionals. It's for people in fashion. It's for families. It's for millennials. It can be for a 5-year-old. I mean, a 5-year-old's probably going to have a little bit of trouble with it, maybe, depending on. But I would love it. I would love it. Yeah, I would love it to
The general message
register.
Of the book is for everybody.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Yeah. And what was, like, you're sort of talking about finding the positivity and finding your path, and sort of what was it that, or when did you decide this was your path in life, that you were going to sort of communicate this to people and sort of help people along their journeys?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I would pay attention to people. I would pay attention. I was on sets as a teenager, but it kind of goes a little bit before that. Like I said, I was an old soul. What I would notice certain things. I would notice, for example, if there was somebody coming into my area, well known, for some reason, I would see their picture and go, I need this. Let me go. It wouldn't matter if it was a preacher, wouldn't matter if it was a motivational speaker, wouldn't matter if it was an actor. And it wasn't just people. It was certain things. It was certain books that I had to read. So I was naturally a drawn person. I paid attention because I was so introverted. I can be extroverted. I can love people. So I kind of balance both. But I've been this way since I was a young child. And I'm also a writer. So certain things would stand out to me. I would go and pursue them. After this, I would see results. Right after, I would have an encounter with them. Right after, I would read that book. Right after, I would do this, whatever the decision led, the path got results almost immediately. And it got great results because then people would start to come to me and want to know what I did.
Yeah, right, of course. And the book that you've written, Higher Living and stuff, you've obviously been doing this for a long time. You're well versed in what you do. Is this the first book you've written, or have you done other books in the past? Or?
No, this is my first book because I've just wanted to help. If I could just help one person, and it's helped at least one person. So this is my first book. My second book I'm actually working on. I'm going to release 3 more. It's a mountain series. I'm going to help people with the mindset. This second book, I won't disclose yet. It'll be released in probably February or March. I'm working on it right now. But the first book is Higher Living. living. The second book is being written right now, and it's going to get a little bit, it's different. It's going to be very, very different from my first. It's going to get a little bit more like, oh my gosh, these things happened. Oh my gosh, I can. A little bit more, and I'm going to continue on with you.
Sort of like, so maybe building off the achievements of hopefully what they've got from the first
building
book.
Off the great mindset and sort of saying, okay, why is this mindset that let me help you to continue? Yes.
Yeah, right. And so people must have different goals in mind when they come to you and they're looking for that positive outlook and how to achieve these goals. What are sort of the most common goals that people come to you with?
Oh, absolutely. Well, one of them was a sexual goal, if I can be completely organic with you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, one of them was a mother, and I can absolutely tell this in a story. I asked her to record it, and she recorded it. For some reason, when she sent it to me, there was a problem with the link. But I love it because she approached me. In my many years of speaking, I was approached, and I think I say this in my book. There was a woman that was, she had a son. She had a 2-year-old son. I think he was like a toddler or something. I think he was around two. Yeah. And she said in the beginning, I was in, if I can just be completely organic, she was in prostitution. And she was selling herself. She said, after listening to you about this mindset, after hearing your words, I realized something sparked, and I realized I don't have to do that. So immediately after hearing you, I started building myself up. It didn't happen overnight, but I built myself up and I built my soul back up. And then after that, I got a normal job somewhere. And now I can be the mother that I actually want to be for my son. Now, how did she know she needed to be a mother to her son? How did she know she needed to be that great? Because many don't. So many begin on just that level.
Yeah, right. And so that's obviously a first-hand experience where you know that sort of the message that you're putting out there is directly helping people and helping them turn their lives around. And I mean, that one might seem a little bit confronting to some people and stuff. Are they all sort of that extreme where people are looking for that complete life change, or?
The truth, it just depends on where they're at. Not everyone is so extreme. Everyone's at a different level. Like I said, some are already successful. Some want to be successful. Some need to be, just out of the nitty gritty first. They haven't even begun. They're very far from even beginning. So it just depends on where everyone's at. It's wherever they want to go. It's going at their own pace, but regardless, it's growth. So.
Yeah, beautiful. And, have you sort of noticed that as you've been doing this over the years, you've sort of grown from your own learnings and stuff like that? Like, sort of, how long did it take to get to the point where you thought, I've got to the point where I need to write a book now and put this all down in a book for people to learn?
Absolutely. I would find that I would get on conversations, the phone. I would in my day-to-day conversations, phone conversations, in-person encounters. I would literally, I would read it. I would basically be reiterating a chapter of my book in these conversations with people, and they would just get really silent, and they would go, "Tell me more. Tell me more." And so I knew that if they had it in a manual, in a book, and I knew if they saw it in writing, that they would take the time to read that and it would grow them, because I found that in 24 hours after my conversations with them, there was already a change. What would they do? One person in particular had a completely different strategy. They said, okay, Holly, I'm going to work with you. And I've come up with a totally new strategy. You've motivated me. I'm going to do this, just those trigger sentences, those things that you kind of have to pay attention to, those things that happen not within a matter of days or weeks, but happen within a matter of hours. Wow. But if you're asking about what made me and if I have overcome stuff, is that what you're asking about, my journey?
Yeah, sort of. How did you get to this point where sort of obviously what you do, you need a certain amount of confidence, and
Sure.
obviously there would have been a beginning to that journey when you first started realizing that you wanted to. I mean, I know you said you had a lot of positive surroundings growing up, but
Yes.
there must have been a point where you realized that had played such an impact on you that that's sort of the message you wanted to put out there, and then sort of grown from there to the point where you wanted to write a book, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I wanted to write a book because I was given warmth in my upbringing from my mother. My mother's excellent.
Yeah.
My parents. My father is a little bit more stern. He actually comes. He was labeled many things, including with a personality disorder. He kind of was from a very different upbringing. My mother, took religion into her own. And when I say religion, I say that very lightly because she was orphaned at a young age. And so she kind of gave me warmth that she didn't have. Her story is actually amazing. So she comes from literally nothing and got and built her own empire for herself. And she instilled a lot of that into me. And it was incredible. And like I said, not both paths are straight for parents, unfortunately. And so I come from that. I come from a lot of labeling. I come from abuse, definitely. So it was one of those things. A mindset on one end was very strong. A mindset on the other, not so strong, very weak. And so I had to overcome a lot of things. I had to overcome a lot of labels, a lot of health conditions that everyone really thought I had, that had doctors have tried to eliminate, yeah. So, I mean, it was not fun. And I've had to overcome a lot of things that 9 out of every 10 women in this world have had things happen to, if you know what I'm saying by that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I think I know what you're saying.
so yeah.
And is that sort of as a result from the industry you were working in as you were growing up and sort of being involved in that?
No, but I think it helped in the industry because there are a lot of, if I can just say this, there are a lot of perverts in the industry.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You've got experience in the industry more than I do, so I'll go with whatever you want to say there. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people that will sexualize you, that will try to label you just like your upbringing may have
take advantage of certain positions that they may be in and stuff.
Yes.
So. Yeah, right. And so did you draw on that when it sort of came time to have your positive outlook on life? Did you find you had a lot of things to overcome there? Because a lot of people might be tainted by that and go completely the other way, and sort of lose their positive outlook on life. Did it take much for you to turn that around?
Oh, yeah. It did, because like I said, I come from a very easily forgiving person, and then a kind of revengeful person. So those two personalities are like polar opposite. And also the great thing about it is even psychologically, they are both extroverted people. So I became very inward, and it was very hard for me to express these things growing up. And so when my parents didn't let me, or when my mother didn't let me, when the influences I've had growing up didn't make it so easy for me to express what I was going through to help other women, I can tell you what kind of made it worse were teachers and things like that. And so what I leaned that point on my environment and my surroundings, and through time it just sort of flourished. And then I was around other people, and I found that that if I'd have waited just a little bit, and I did, it would all flourish. It would all just kind of get right and help other women, and not just women, but people. So, and it very much did. I got a lot of good response from that.
So was there a good support network in place for you when you sort of decided that what was happening wasn't right and you wanted to move past that and stuff? Was there good support around you that helped you move forward?
Oh, absolutely. My family, definitely. Surroundings, don't ever be alone. Not when you're going through things. Books can help. Church and good communities definitely help that. I talk to a lot
Absolutely.
of people who are just turned completely off to any sort of community, groups or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine completely. It's whatever you reach out and get. Therapy, pastoral things. What I'm trying to say is influences, role models, examples that you look up to, but don't look so much up to them. So yeah, I had a lot of that. I had words spoken over me. I was fortunate enough to have mentors, people that saw things with me,
Yep.
and I had encounters with them. For some reason, God, the higher power, God, absolutely God, would just do that. That He would just sort of bring those. He would bring certain individuals. He would bring certain things into my life. There was a draw in that area. That's also why I kind of had the platform to write the book. Is sir, I have the ability. I have whatever faith is, whatever you want to call it, to draw certain things in, and I'd like to. I am currently teaching other people to help draw those things in themselves, and it's working pretty good. So.
Yeah, right. Cool. Yeah, I've often been told, of course, it is great to have a support network around you and great community and stuff and church like that. And like you said, sort of what you put out is what you get back. And I've often been told that what you find in life depends mainly on what you're looking for to start with. So if you're looking for positive people in your life, that's probably what you're going to get, But if you're doing negative things, you're going to end up knocking around with negative people, and it will have negative outcomes. So, completely on board with what you're saying there. I'll just quickly touch on the fact that you're doing a bit of artwork, bit of painting and stuff at the moment. What inspires you there? What sort of art do you find yourself doing?
I find myself doing a lot acrylic. Oil painting I like, but it's so permanent. Oil painting.
Yep.
If a customer, yes, or if a person who comes to an exhibit admirer doesn't like that, there's no changing it. So that's the bad thing about oil painting. I love painting in general. I have specialized in cities, landscapes.
Oh, wow.
Eiffel Towers, Paris. I know my last one was a sleeping saxophone. What was it called? People. One of them was a tiger. I can do animals. I can do anything. If I'm shown the image, I can do anything upon request. And that's something that's in my DNA. My great grandmother did that. She was on Broadway. She was an incredible painter. She was an actress like I said, on Broadway. She was amazing.
Yeah, right. And you've worked in the industry before of sort of entertainment and stuff. You'd mentioned briefly. Is that something you would work in again, or something you're not really looking to do?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. I would work in that again. I'm actually auditioning for a supporting role. A part that I really kind of relate to, because anything that I'm attached to, I love the fact that for some reason I've been told that I have a very diverse look, that I can do it all, but I don't want to be told anything. I want to be different, and I don't just want to. I want to go after parts that mean something, that have charities and that have real causes attached to them. So obviously. Roles that also relate to that, and that's how I pick roles and stuff like that. That's how I audition for things. But that has played a huge part. I've been on Disney set before. Got to meet some really great people. Met Miley Cyrus and Billy Ray. Great duo. Their whole family's great. Nothing negative to say about that. They're amazing. They're so creative, and there was that Southern draw. Definitely. I also was on the HBO set. Did not meet Bill Paxton, unfortunately, the late Bill Paxton, unfortunately. And that whole set was a dream, because I actually saw the power of the crew and the cast, and giving people credit behind the scenes for doing their job, and the people who are hidden that need credit, that deserve those accolades, and the director, and how much power everyone on set had when a project came to life. It was beautiful. I loved it. So I still do that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I think we've covered most of everything today. thanks again for stopping by. Where's the best place for people to sort of follow you and to hear more about your sort of teachings and stuff?
Absolutely. Follow me. I would love to. And also, if I'm in your area with a Barnes & Noble with a book signing, which I probably will be. Come to me, say hello. You don't always need to buy my book. I'm not always peddling it. If you want to buy it, that's great. That's on you. I would still love to meet you and see you. And chances are I'm probably going to either shake your hand or give you a hug, depending on whatever one comes in the moment and which one you like the most. I would love to say hi, and I love people. Where you can catch me is at Higher Living Holly. It's on my Instagram. You can definitely catch me on my Facebook. DM me. And we'll connect on Facebook too, for sure. I am very approachable. My artwork is on artmo.com, AARTMO.com. Again, that's AARTMO.com, and I've definitely blitzed that on my social media. I'm going to do more of that. I'm going to have an exhibit in downtown Los Angeles that people can come in the year 2023. I will be letting people know what month that is, and my website is on my Instagram page. So have at it.
That's beautiful. Thanks heaps for coming on. You're a really beautiful lady, really nice energy and stuff like that, so positive, and I wish you all the best with everything you do moving forward, with the book, with your artworks and stuff like that, and basically just spreading the message of positivity.
Thank you so much. An awesome radio station. I love you guys. You guys are amazing as well. So keep spreading positivity yourself, and all the viewers, go and tell your friends and watch them.
Thanks for your time, Holly. Wish you all the best.
Absolutely. Thank you.
No, thanks for that. Bye.